Welcome back to my channel. Let's get started on making our cards. Today I'm going to be making 2 cards today for you featuring our super sponsor GinaK Designs. And this is part of our design team hop for Kendra's Card Challenge at 13, and it is our last hop of the quarter. So look forward to the next quarter, that's for sure. So I'm doing sketch 4 and 14, and first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be foiling these Polyglaze sheets. Now I did find some of these at scrapbook.com, but I didn't find the coordinating dies. Anyway, they're called Radiant Roses, and if you've never used the Polyglaze sheets, they are super awesome. They foil perfectly every time. And I'm going to kind of speed through the foiling because there's only so much time, and I want you to be able to see all the rest of the hoppers on the hop today. So I'm choosing a shade of yellow and a shade of green for my foiled sentiments, and then I'll cut those out and I'll stack them so that they're a couple high. So give me a moment and I'll be right back with those stacks. So those are about 3 high so that they're nice and sturdy for my cards. And then we'll go on with the next step. So a lot of times when I'm making a card, I'll make all the elements first and then I'll make the card itself. So I'm just trying to decide which one's yellow and which one's green. They're very, very close in color. And what you see sitting beside me, by the way, are the bonus printables for the patrons of Kendra's Card Challenge. And I'm so sorry, I thought I filmed them, but apparently I didn't. So now I'm going to be using this Fluttering Fall stencil, and I do apologize, this one's not available, but there are plenty more like it and even better over on GinaK's website. So go check her out for sure. So I'm just going to stencil one butterfly to use for my card. And this is for the card 14. Maybe not. Maybe it's for card 4. Meh, it's for one of them. I'm going to lay my stencil down and I'm just going to do some light coloring. I don't want super intense butterflies or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and use the GinaK inks and a GinaK brush. Yep. It's no secret that I do love GinaK inks and I do love the brushes. So I'm just cleaning my brush off to make sure that I don't have a dark yellow on there because I want to come in with a super light yellow. So I'll color most of these on camera and then I'll color the rest and cut it out off camera. So today's hop does have a giveaway. There is a form down below and you could win on each one of the hops, you could win a prize from Kendra's Card Challenge. There is a playlist down below with, if you just click that playlist link, it'll take you to the full playlist. They can autoplay and you can sit back and watch all the hoppers represent all of our super sponsors. And we do want to thank our super sponsors here. And today, each one of us will be featuring somebody different. Maybe somebody else is going to do GinaK too. I don't know. We'll see. But you're going to get lots of different ideas for this last month of Kendra's Card Challenge quarterly challenge. So here I'm just trying to get this lined up, and the yellow's so light it's hard for me to see it. And I'm going to go in with a darker yellow here. If you've never done Kendra's Card Challenge before, or if you've never heard of it, I do have her link down below and how you can play along and win prizes. So you basically make 15 cards using the sketches that Kendra provides. And yep, see, I went off camera and completed that. And I did the black body in obsidian. Oh, here we go. Now I'm going to show you the papers. I was wondering where that was when I was editing this video. So with the bonus printable this month, you get all these cool papers, and I'm going to be using them here today for the 2 cards that I'm making. And then there are these cool full background scenes and all this ephemera that I cut with my die cut machine. I mean my, you know, that thing, that scan and cut thing. So here I'm going to start with my first card, and I cut out a circle from this GinaK Lots of Dots, and that is available and linked down below. And then I cut a couple more circles, one out of a glitter paper and one out of just plain paper so I can make it stand up. And then I've got the 2 papers from the card kit, or from the bonus printable, and you can see my printer ran out of ink, and so I had to go ahead and print on the back side. But instead of making these smaller, I'm going to make them the same size. So I cut myself a 1/2 inch strip from the scrap. I haven't even touched the 6x6 papers because I cut them, I print them on 8.5 by 11, and then there's scraps left over. So I'm using all scraps for this, which is super cool because I still have my 6x6 papers if I want to use them to do a full challenge. So I'm just kind of using my little grids on my mat to kind of get these straight on here. And then I'll do a second row of them, and then they'll, I'll be able to showcase that cute little daisy design, which I love. And there's lots of St. Patrick's Day stuff in there too, as you can see. My little die cuts over there, over to the right. So I didn't really have any issues with my Scan and Cut cutting them out. It did want to cut out one of my little gnome's beards, and that's okay. I put them back together. Okay, so we got our strips on. Now it's time for our focal point, and that's going to be that circle. And I'm trying to decide here what kind of card base that I want to lay that on, if it's going to be white or if it's going to be a colored card base. And I think I'm going to end up with white. But you know how that goes. I can never make up my mind. Nope, not the right shade of green. I would love it to be green if it were the same shade. Let's just go with the white. And I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. And, sometimes I use my ATG gun, but I'm just not really great at getting these on here straight. And I like the luxury of the wiggle room of glue. But I will set that aside and put something heavy on it or something flat on it so it'll dry. And then I want to put these pieces together. Now, glitter is notoriously hard to stick to, so I will let everything dry very well before I move forward. But I'll just glue this little lots of dots piece of yellow paper down to that glitter. And see, I'm pressing down and it just wants to pop right up. It'll definitely glue down later. I mean, once I let it sit for a while. And then I have cut a piece of foam from the die in the lots of dots, and I cut out that piece of ephemera that is part of the patron bonus printable. And that's just a piece of fun foam there that I'm sticking down. And now I'll set those all aside and let them dry. All right, now that they're dry and I trust that they're not going to come apart on me, I'm going to go ahead and glue another piece of paper down to the back of this little lots of dots circle. And then I'm just going to glue that straight down to the card base. And then I'm going to stick down my little daisies, and then I'm going to pop up part of that Thankful for You so that it sits even with the rest of the parts that are sticking out, the round circly thing. You know what I mean. And that'll complete that card. Just pull the backers off and throw a little glue on, and voila, we're done. There are lots and lots of different patterns and designs for the GinaK Polyglaze sheets, and I love all of them. They're beautiful. So now I'm going to put together card sketch 4, and here you see me start to use my ATG, and then I didn't quite get that on there straight to my taste, so I'm going to go with glue for the rest of them. But I used a black matte paper for the background, and these are, again, papers from the kit. We'll put this yellow one. I'm just in a yellow mood, I guess. And then I'm going to go ahead and mat just a plain white one down to the matte layer and glue that one down. And then I've got my birthday witch, my butterfly, and my little daisy from the kit. Put the daisy down. Again, I would like to thank GinaK and all of our super sponsors. They provide prizes for you, and they also provide materials for us to work with so that we can showcase their products. Here I'm just cutting down a little bit of my little black foam squares, and I'm going to end up having to double them up because it's still not quite sitting even, and that's okay. You can do that. So I'll just double them up and I'll just check placement again here. Okay, and I can see that I need something to support my little Y down there. All right, we're ready to stick that on. So I hope that you go and support all the rest of the people on the Kendra's Card Challenge video team today. Now you can see those little yellow dots. Those came out of that lots of dots die, and I'm using them for embellishments. So I'll just put them down, glue them down, and then I'll throw some glossy accents on there, and they'll match perfectly. So I'm loving that. All right, get down there, little fella. Well, one thing I'd say is make sure they're dry before you try and put the glossy accents on, or partly dry. And I'll do the middle of the flower and I'll do the butterfly body, and we're done with 2 cards today. Thanks so much for stopping by, and at the end of this video I'll show you 2 still photographs of the, look, there's a little goober in my yellow thing. I end up picking that out later before I take pictures. And here's our sketch 14 and our sketch 4. I hope you have an awesome day. Yep, see, there I am picking that little goober out. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.